This is a bad idea. This is like not super great here. I'm trying to keep my eye on LGVN. You see that? You see that action right there? Do you see that, boys? That's what we call garbage. What's going on with my boy LGVN? Is this bull going to rip or what? What's the story here, boys? Doesn't look so good, frick. I don't know. We got support here. I'm going to take a starter right there. It's a low flow. It's coming up here a little bit. Shoot, should I just close out of this thing? I'm going to sell a little bit of LGVN right on my app right now. Or should I hold it? Should I hold the swing trade or not? Okay, we're going to do a poll. I don't even know how to sell a position on E-Trade. That's how improficient. That's kind of why I'm starting early here. Order type, quantity. I'm at least going to sell 500. Order type, sell. Market. Oh, why? Frick. Frick. Dude, this app is so slow. Sell more. Sell more. Dude, I knew it. I knew this thing is so slow. In hell. I'm waiting for it to bounce. What a bunch of bull crap. What a bunch of bull. I was trying to sell while I was up at 250. I'm going to wait for the bounce and then placing my order to sell 3,500 shares. Missed out on a lot of money there. I don't want any. Get me out of here. Error? What the? No! Error? What do you mean error? Damn this. Damn E-Trade. What do you mean error? I can't even sell my position on E-Trade. Hopefully, there should be at least one rebound on this, and then hopefully I can catch it at 240. This might be a miracle. I don't know. Maybe it's a sign that I shouldn't be selling. But I tried to sell at 250 because I was happy with that. 220, not happy with that. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Dude, E-Trade garbage. You kidding me, E-Trade? Good for nothing. I'm cashing out. I'm all out. I made $2,000 on the trade. If there was a way to show you, I'd show you. But did it? That kind of sucks. Dude, I was trying to get it sold here. The app was so slow and then it rejected the order. That's a lot of money. 4,000 shares. That's $1,200 from there to there. That's $1,200. I was going in to sell it. You guys heard me. I knew it. I knew those hedge funds were watching my channel this whole time. I knew it. Dang. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm a little bit emotionally compromised. But I gotta be happy. I made $2,000 on that trade. That swing trade. But like, and it's on me. I should have practiced the E Trade because doing it on the app is not as easy. Plus, I had to go back. I had to update E Trade. Meanwhile, the thing's dumping. So that was like a $1,200 loss I took right there. That's why it's like I'm not just. Going to BRTX. You know what's gonna hurt even more is if LGVN just goes parabolic today. That could be almost as painful as taking a loss. I woke up early and I saw a double top at 285. That's where I should have. That's where I should have cut it there pre-market. 1,203. Oh, you piece of garbo. Market's always changing. Market's always changing. Somebody's edge will be strong for a while and then it will shift to somebody else's. It's like nature. We don't know how many raindrops we're gonna get. It's impossible to know. Oh, I gotta double check my position on E-Trade, make sure it's all. I mean, look, the good news is it was a really bad losing trade and it turned green on me. And I closed out of the swing trade with $2,000 flat. Now, had I done it about a minute earlier, it would have been, more like a $3,000 winner. That's why I'm just a little bit like frustrated this morning. But that's real life. Dude, I'm way too slow. I'm too slow. I was way too slow for that 1 penny breakout. I mean, it really was just 2 pennies. Now I don't even really want to trade LGV and I don't want to see it move up, but I can also just day trade it and make money on that way too. Trying to see if we get a rebound here, although damn it. I'm glad I sold out of that long position. I could have see like even that we didn't even get a little break there. That's just ridiculous. It was looking good there, man. So I stopped out. I stopped out about break even on it. I'm not angry about it because it was one I wanted to hold. It just snapped and I had to cut it. I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if we're going to bounce off the lows here in reverse. I know LGVN had a lot of interest on it, but dang, look at this. So this one's kind of also the big name. They see how it's hitting those sellers and it just stalls. It's just not good. Here we go. It's kind of curling here. I'm going to see if this. Ah, shit. Shoot. See, do you guys see how sloppy that trade was? That was a nice move. So I'm kind of just going back and forth between these two. Some of you guys can be more focused on BRTX. That doesn't look good. A little bit more of a sell-off going on there. LGVN. I don't know. I made $2,000 on it technically today. I'm up $2,000 on that because of a swing trade. It's about half of what I could have locked in. What's this? Garbage. Yeah. This is just too bad. Looking good, brother. Is that okay if I steal that? Should I steal that saying? Yes, what should I do? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh. It did go to my 230 level. Ah. Life is short. Have a snowball day. We got 66 likes. These things are so bipolar. Haul down 179. I'm going to see if we can get a false break or if this is going to reverse here. Got to cut it. Down $300 on it. That's acceptable. I maybe had rushed into this a little bit. Not understanding the price action because look at that. No? What's it going to do? It did work. Kinda. No, I mean, not really. Look at how long it's taking. So I'm glad to have gotten out. That was just a great example of just doing what I needed to do, I guess. Market is kind of still a little bit poopy here. Maybe next week it'll be better. We'll try for another trade here soon. I'm down 350 on the day. It's Yeah, that was the right call. That was the right call to cut that LGVN trade. Just sucks that I couldn't get it sold as where I wanted it to. Just sucks I couldn't get it sold where I wanted it to get sold. It was about $1,200. But I mean that was a swing trade that I bought. I was down 3-4 grand on it. Lost 50%. It was a low micro float. So being able to go from losing 50% of your money to picking up, 2 grand, even though I didn't get the 4 grand that I could have if I would have sold near 280, 270. So, we're genuinely just in just such a slow market, and it's not abnormal. And so you can't just come in. You have to recognize when the market's slower, and you do have to change the way you approach trading. Right? You can't just say every day I'm going to show up. I'm going to hit it hard for the first 30 minutes, or I'm going to hit it hard in the first 20 minutes, or the first 5 minutes, whatever the case. So the market's always changing, where maybe it's only hot the first 15 minutes, and then sometimes the market's only hot after a half an hour of the market being open, and that kind of becomes a theme for a week or two or a month. And kind of the market kind of is not slow to react, but kind of it doesn't always just change on a dime. So if a pattern is set, a theme is set in the market, it can kind of just stay in that theme for a while until something jolts it out of that rhythm. Right? We're all in the same rhythm now. Trade the first 15 minutes, shut it down. All right. Well, now it's just reinforcing that pattern, where now every day that's just what people are doing, and that's just the result we're getting. Right? It's just human behavior. This is basic garbage. Of course, gurus don't teach you this, but they do like to take your money. Of which I've taken a little bit of your guys' money, but I'm not ashamed of a single dollar I've taken in. That's because I undersell my course. I do not overpromise, and I tell it to you straight. I'm not ashamed of a single dollar I've made off YouTube for my contribution. If I am bold enough to talk arrogantly here for a second, which maybe I shouldn't, because surely you guys know practically everything I'm going to say. I just don't see it. Like, why we don't want Biden and we don't want Trump. We don't want either one. Son of a gun, LGVN, bro. What is this garbage? So when I'm looking to sell it, it's up here, and by the time I get it figured out, I sell down here. Dude, I should have sold it at market open. What the? I should have sold it at the double top. I saw the double top pre-market. I knew it. I knew it in my soul, but part of me wanted to believe that it would rip up, but no. Double top. $674 here on BRTX. This thing's also dumping. you know, might get a rebound. We can watch it. Got out of there break even with how much share size I had. I had to make a quick decision. It's intuition, skill, a little bit. Actually, quite a lot. Sorry, a lot of intuition. Little flag there. I don't know. It is what it is. When did I buy LGVN? I bought it when it was $1.70, like a month ago or something, or a few weeks ago. So my average was $1.71. Yesterday it flushed down to 80 cents a share, 77 cents a share. So as you can imagine, going from $1.70 to 70 cents a share, I had $7,000 in the ticker. So you know I was down what's half of 1.7, 8.5. Wait, I was doing the right math and then I got lost with what I was doing. But point is, I lost about 50% of my money. And but then it just in the middle of the day, I looked and it was ripping, and then it broke out after hours, and maybe that's where I should have sold it. And I had this idea that LGVN would be the leading gapper today, and that it would just go parabolic, and that I would just be filthy rich. You know, that was my dream. That was maybe that was that was maybe my top of my forget it. Forgot what I was gonna say. That was a nice rebound on LGVN. Man, the buyers tried there. I bought in a good spot. We tried there, but man, sellers just held it. You guys saw that? I don't think I'm going to touch it. That could be a possible double bottom there, and it probably is, but I don't trust it. Not after that last trade went south on me. Oh my gosh, no way. It's gonna go because I sold out. This is going parabolic. Frick, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it would happen. I'd sell out and this thing would squeeze out of nowhere. 1 in a billion. I just knew it. Gosh darn. I don't know, bro. It's not really a quick range mover. It's kind of a grinder. I don't know. This might need some red candles in this chart. Let's see. It's low float. See some low float. I suck. I suck at trading. It's a little bit slow. It is not that great for 50-50. This is not that great for 50-50. Just look at it's the same action we've been seeing where it's just like deet deet deet. I'm upset because of my swing trade that I had on it. So far, I mean, it's not like I have that much FOMO. And at the end of the day, it's like I'm a day trader. I understand how it works. You sell out, the stock rips. The only way to be consistent in this market is get those consistent wins, and the consistent wins are those small moves. If your price targets are always just so large and so like like lottery-esque, gambling-esque price targets, it's not going to be a very consistent career. So that's kind of why the 50-50 is that in in the micro sense, even like of day trading as a niche, hyper scalping 50-50 is one of the fastest, like it's one level up from algo trading, market making, probably in some way. Hmm. What the? This thing is like a high float. Calling it now. Damn, I knew it. I knew I should have held LGVN. Damn. Damn. Damn, my life sucks. Dude. 4,000 shares at $1.70. Sold out right here at 230 in a scramble on E-Trade app. For one of my first swing trades, I'd say that's a success. It's all right. It's all right because I'm hedging that by I'm going to day trade. I'm going to try to get as much money out of LGVN as I can today. Dang, that really ripped up. That puts me up 1,300 on the day. Bro, I knew it. I mean, to be fair, this open was a little scary. Usually when you get an open like that, it's usually done. So, in some ways it's like I made the right call. What I should have done is I wanted to leave 500 shares in, but I got into a panic and I saw this thing dumping so hard that I quickly just sold the whole position. But 60 cents times 4,000 shares, that's $2,400. It's not, I guess it's not end of the world. It's not end of the world, but the price target on this is $15 a share. And I know, and that's what the news catalyst was yesterday. Was Zacks updated the price target to this to $15 a share. I had already owned it before that, and so kind of thought was maybe I should just hold it to like 10 or 15. It'd be like a $100,000 win. My original entry was $1.71 for my swing trade. And I bought it maybe a month ago, and then it dropped 50% on me in my E-Trade account, so I was down $4,000. And it dropped to the lowest that I've ever seen it yesterday, and then all of a sudden it ripped because some news came out about $15 price target. Well, then yesterday it ripped after hours, and then this AM it ripped in the morning, but it double topped at the after hours high, and so I was like, okay, it's a double top. That's not a good sign. And then you come into the open and we're cruising off a pivot, kind of weak, but starting to pick up speed. And I was thinking, all right, I'll sell it at 250. Well, I'm fumbling around with the app, and I ended up not being able to sell, and so I panic sell at 225, and now it's at 295. But there's just no way. There's no way I would have had to hold it all the way down to 2. I mean, this is not something we see a whole lot. I don't know if I'm going to go for the resumption. Some traders just love that stuff. If I do, I'll go 900 shares. Or actually, I'll go 1,800. Got about 40 seconds here. I wanted to swing trade this stock because I've traded it before and I knew it was a gapper. They're kind of like, a lot of these stocks are like serial gappers. Like that's what they do. They rip up and they sell off hard and they just go dormant for maybe a year, and then all of a sudden they have this big rip, and then it sells off. I mean and then they do the dilution and whatever. So I missed the open. Yeah, I'm thinking this thing might go to $5 a share at least. Bastard. It's a little shaky. I'm gonna size down to 2700. Can't criticize the man in the ring. Profit is profit. That's what Ben says. Do we agree? Do you guys agree? I agree. There was more than just water in that. I don't know. Maybe I should just wrap up and just go book a massage appointment or something. Unless it's Biden. Are we still on Biden and Trump? Are we still hung up on that? It seems manipulated. This thing, there was no indication that there was going to be any strength in it, at that point. But I guess maybe long-term holders and try to catch the rebound back up. I'm trying to trade right now, girl. Which one? Yeah, just pull out of there right there. Literally $20 for a Philly cheesesteak, fries, and a fountain drink. That's what I paid yesterday at Corleone's. Why is LGVN still frozen here? So here, forewarning to everybody: trade zero. My experience, not super reliable. Their platform anyway. seems to be, and maybe I need to update. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but just how many times has my platform just been completely frozen? Biden's economic advisor has no background in economics. Oh, guys, let's keep okay. If you guys talk about it, just keep it don't do anything I wouldn't do. Although that is a pretty that's a pretty yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. Dang, bro. LGVN. The one that got away. It's the one that got away. Whatever. At what point in your life do you stop becoming a greedy little Scrooge, and you take every challenge and moment of adversity and you just put a smile on your face and you say, "Not today, universe. Not today." Not today, universe. Not today. Because you know why? I've mastered the Matrix. You have mastered the Matrix. So periods of struggle and hardship is a moment in time to reflect, to learn, to grow. And that's why you meet it with a smile on your face. Not because it doesn't hurt, but because it does hurt, makes you feel alive, lets you know you're alive, gives you an opportunity to shoot. Less talking, more trading. Adversity, garbage. I think it's going to drop out. I got to cut it. I got to cut that. That was kind of a reflex trade there. Those are dangerous trades. Let's see. It seems to be losing steam there. So we got $2,600. That's not too bad for the day. 2,600. So if you guys appreciate the stream, don't forget hit that like button. Now it's the Trading Farmer false breakdown setup. You saw it here first, boys. RT can only dream. You're right. Even my sister just scolded me there. I apologize. I love RT. I do. My sister says I have to apologize. Formal apology. I apologize for that comment. Official response of Farmer. I apologize. It was a reflex insult. No, it wasn't even an insult. It was. What did I even say? It wasn't even that bad. Whatever. Moving on. I'm gonna reduce size here a little bit. We might get that, orgasmic breakout, but the well, oh my gosh, yeah, this does look kind of good. To see me through. I'm surprised that didn't go there. My level 2 is still frozen solid. I don't have any level 2 today. I just have to restart. It, but yeah. So you could tell we were trying to keep it held there for a possible snap through 89, but I think the sellers were just a tad strong. Trading pennies. Okay. TOS won't let me trade LGVN. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason for the season. Sorry. Oscar's still banned from TOS. What? What are you trading on now? Oh well. See, the thing with the swing trade and LGVN, I mean, I probably could have not had the nuts to hold it that low, and then this kind of turned into a little bit of a short pinch. I'm assuming, because I think either way, LGVN will be finding its way back down to sub-dollar, and that could this could be the top here, and I think that's why it's so attractive to short sellers, because the stock has been around for a while and it sells off without fail, like every time, but it also does throw in a couple big rips in between. So it's kind of like a powder keg situation. So let's see what you guys say. Hold the swing. Yes, 30. So I ended up cutting the swing. Okay. At the start of the day, I got kind of screwed on that. I will have to admit. But the overall swing trade, I took 7,000. I turned it into 9 grand. Could have been 11, but in this case, it's 9. Before yesterday at this time, I was red on that trade, like at least 3 grand. But I have more than made back a good bit of it here with 2,800 bucks on LGVN, and then also an additional little bit of frosting on the cake, 588 on the cake. BRTX, not any stock I felt blessed to trade, but nonetheless caught a couple trades on the way. So, you know, so I call this the hourglass setup here. Okay, let's do a poll. Let's see who's done trading. My sister asked why I talk so loud now. Why do you whine so much now? Go move to Virginia with your boyfriend. We're done with the trading, sis. She's a failed student of Trading Farmer Plus. My dad's still doing it, but my dad needs to do a little bit more studying. I would say drink a little less beer and put a little bit more time into watching my course. And he's really on the right path, and he's showing consistency, and he understands. So there's no doubt in my mind he can do it. He needs more time, and he just needs to put in maybe a little bit more of a mental focus into it, tracking it, reviewing stuff at the end of the day. I forget because when trading's done on the day, I shut down the platform and I go, raise hell in the streets of Scottsdale, right? He can do that, but he's also got to put time into watching the classes because there's little nuances that they're in there. I don't know how many students come to me and they're asking me questions, and I understand because there's a lot of videos to watch. But when someone has come to me with a question, I have yet, and that's partly why I'm holding off on and why we're on summer break for the live classes. And we will hopefully pick up live classes to some level in the future. But anyways, where was I going? Yeah, less beer, more studying. Oh, false breakout flush. So we do got $3,400 today. Feels like we got a little bit of momentum. Now we had, unfortunately, a member, Blair, hit max loss today. Hopefully he cuts it there. You can tell his emotions are getting a little bit heated. And whenever a student starts to get, starting to second guess themselves or whatever, I don't know if that's his case or not, but it just seems like he's frustrated with the slow market, which anybody is. I'm frustrated too. Like, but I've been through these slow periods, and I kind of, I guess that's the experience I have with low flow. I have 4 years I've gone through periods where it was just like this. The gap scanner's dead for day after day, where flushes happen. This is the kind of market that culls the herd. This market will go away and a hot market will come again. It does every single time. If the world ends, that is when the low float market will no longer be lucrative. When the trumpets are sounding, or when Buddha comes back, or whatever you believe in, because I don't care, whatever the case, but my opinion and belief is the low float market will always be lucrative, will always be here for us to trade in some capacity, big or small, unless the world ends. Unless some idiot in charge of Russia or America or China thinks so highly of themselves to start some conflict that destabilizes the global peace that we've had since the end of practically World War II, reinforced, stabilized by mutually assured destruction, mad between Russia and America and everybody else, as well as America being the global police force. No wonder why the world talks crap about America. We're all over the ocean. We're all over the world patrolling, and they're whining. Yes, yes, we've effed up. Yes, America has hurt people. But people, I don't think, realize how good they've got it compared to what it's been in the past and how stable. And of course, everybody hates the teacher, who's super strict. Everybody hates the police officer that pulls you over for breaking the law. Everybody's going to hate, obviously, the country who has the power to, I guess, ensure the peace, at least in the oceans. I think America has done a good job. Will it continue to do a good job? I don't know. I don't know the future. I don't know what kind of numbskull is being born right now with some kind of Hitler-esque ideals that may take over America. Who knows? Who knows? But there's this endless trash talk of America that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, almost dangerously so. And yes, there are problems, and yes, nobody's perfect. But you know what? I'm sure if you lived in another time and era, maybe as a Germanic tribe, right? This is before America, and then you just get wiped out by some random thing. So it's like we're living in an age where most people don't have to worry about survival, right? That's why we're all fat, lazy, and we're all getting cancer because we're not moving our bodies. We don't have to do anything. It's not a bad thing. It's just you got to be a realization. You got to make sure that you're not complaining about. Make sure you're not finding reasons to complain, even though you're tremendously blessed. Right? It's so easy to look at Trading Farmer and say, "Why is he whining about these guys? Why is he whining about these guys who did this to him? Or why is he complaining he lost $3 grand? He's rich, Well, why are you complaining about the stuff you complain about when you're rich too?" Anyways, maybe we're all just gonna have to sit down and drink some mushroom coffee and talk this out. But I think that does it for me today. I'm going to log off with $3,400 of profit, $2,000 in addition to this on LGVN swing trade. So maybe you guys want to say $5,400 in profit. Unfortunately, that swing trade, you guys saw me. That was real emotion. I was pissed, right? The E-Trade app error code, I had to update it. Stock was flushing. Anyway, that was a lot of words. Honey, where is my super suit? But no, really, where's my coffee? So once all the fake viewers leave, that's when we go through the secret formula. So just let more of the weak hands leave. So we're losing 20. Okay, we lost 20 concurrents. Okay, we lost one like. Okay, let's let more of those weak hands. The lower end. Okay, yep. Keep leaving. Keep leaving. Bill Lewis says people don't like to own their own problems. It's easier to poke at someone else's. Jordan Peterson has a good quote about that. Here in Canada, we have the worst prime minister in history. Zach Attack says, America, the only country where people complain how terrible the country is but refuse to leave. Amen. Christopher Stotler says, BRTX on the rebound. Trading Farmer says, Trading Farmer, what's Trading Farmer's recommendation here? Well, we do got kind of a double bottom look here. Volume's light and dying at an exponential rate. So it's a maybe, but it's not something I'm going to get out of bed for. Roscoe says, we already have the worst president in history. Trading Pennies, I thought you didn't want to talk about Biden anymore. Who's that? Pennies? Whatever. How do you have a farm in Arizona? Isn't it mostly desert? How do you have a farm in Arizona? Isn't it mostly dessert? Liam, you got to get your butt into my channel. You got to start learning who I am. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't know what I'll become. I'm either going to be the what? You have an ant problem. That's your side of the house. My side of the house is fine. My side of the house is fine. You have an ant problem. Yo, women want equal rights. They can figure out how to be an exterminator, a plumber, an auto mechanic, a protector, a provider. They can do that. And they can just as well go to war as well. And that is the last stream I'll ever make because I just got canceled. Woo! I'm kidding. I love women. And if they want a little bit more rights and they're complaining, you know, usually women, they complain a little more than they need. But what? Just get the vacuum and start sucking them up. Then we'll go get some ant stuff at Walmart. Look, every woman, some women are going to want to fulfill house traditional female, but there's some females that don't. You know, and some people think it's like, oh, you know, and that's what's complex is, right? Everybody's different. Right. My one ex-girlfriend, she was all about making sandwiches and staying home and being a homemaker. The other one was like, no, you're going to be at home making me a sandwich while I go chase my dreams. You know, so it's just like, it's just what flavor do you like? What flavor do you like? Unfortunately for me, I like all flavors. So Mike R, how's Mike R let's just run through quickly here. The secret to success, guys, in day trading, right? It's can be summed up in a few words. Let's see if I can remember them. One is discipline, right? Starting slow, staying small, waking up every day, right? Persistence, even when you're tired, you don't want to wake up and trade or you just took a loss, right? But again, that discipline is number one because without it, you can lose a lot of money. If you lose more than $2,000 to $3,000 doing this, that's already a huge red flag. If you're over $10,000 in losses trying to learn day trading, you've got to just really just reconsider what you're doing big time. Probably just close up shop. But it's fine if you accrued those losses before you found my channel. If you found my channel and you're taking those kind of losses, then don't you dare say you were my student. My students are not losing that kind of money. That's for sure. Is it possible? Yes. Is it totally possible? Is the risk there? The risk is there, right? At the end of the day, it's you in the cockpit. It's every trade you take is your own risk. What's going on? Discipline breeds desire. Passion, dedication.
All moot.
That's what it takes to be a day trader. It takes more than also money. Sorry guys, it also takes money. Not to start, but yeah, it does take money. So there's a few things you need, so yeah. It's not for everybody, but just keeping it real here today. Mike R, super small red day, basically break even. Okay. The kids pay the price when no one is home to raise them. The kids pay the price when no one is home to raise. No, it's more like the world pays the price, Douglas, because we have to deal with all these kids that have never been disciplined in their life. And I deal with them somewhat on this channel, not so much. 99% of you guys are great. Pretty much everybody I've talked to on the phone, great. Right? The kid pays the price as well, but sadly, so does the freaking public. We deal with those kind of people. We see them out in public, and we're just like, what the? We're the person screaming at the worker behind the counter, the person that cuts you off going 70 and a 35. I'd like to believe that every time that happens, it's because they're on the way to the hospital or they're having a medical crisis, but you just know it's not. It's some kid that just has no care in the world. A lot of it comes to broken homes. How do we fix this culture that everybody's whining about? Like everybody's whining about it. Maybe it starts with going back to fixing the family, broken homes. I don't know how you do that, but that's something where it's like you got to fix the source of the problem, not what appears to be the symptoms. At least this is somewhat makes sense in my head. I'm scratching the surface of something great. I'm just not smart enough to rip it open. But anyways, $3,400 today. Let's do a poll, red or green, how you guys did. I'm guessing it's going to be around the 50-50, red, green. No trade. 106 likes, guys. If you're heading out early, slam that button and then head out. We'll see you tomorrow. D-sign. There's no secret. You just have to do it slowly, incrementally, trying to leave fear behind, because for the most of us, moment we size up, we get a bit. Yeah, I could kind of get on board with that D-sign for the most part. As far as the eagle eye, I accidentally roasted him a little too hard. He was kind of annoying me one day. I roasted him a little too hard. I haven't seen him since. I do apologize. I love all people, but I do have a limit to what I can absorb. And as far as Mighty Goat goes, right? We don't know. It may be paper money, it may be real money, but it's at the end of the day, it's some guy on the internet. I've spoke to him. He's nice every time I've spoke to him. Right? So if you guys are being bothered by it, try to just remember that it may or may not be real. Um, and but anyways. Holy Spirit. Woo! What just happened here? What just happened here? By golly! I knew I should have held this stock. Who told me to sell? You guys were all wrong. See, what you got to do is you got to take what the crowd says, and you got to do the opposite. That's how you win in the market. Like what? I thought I really didn't want to see. I don't want to see this rip, right? One, I wanted to shut down. Two, it's because I had a long swing trade on it that is just giving me so much FOMO. I think part of the problem is when it's just in my E-Trade account, I kind of don't look at the chart and I just kind of pull it up at the end of the day. But since LGVN was a low float scapper, and it's like kind of like my expert, I was watching it and actively day trading it. You know, that's where I got this idea of sell, sell, sell. I started to implement 50-50 ideas into my swing trade. In this case, it was not the right decision, clearly. But it still kind of was the right decision. Lost $100 already. I knew better. I knew better. I lost $150. I'm starting to snowball. Why? I don't think so. I think they're all the same, not? Are white eggs anymore? Oh, I guess my dad made the most money he's ever made today, he said. I knew that pep talk would get him going. This is maybe I should shut it down. I'm just kind of starting to get snowballed here a bit. Lost about $180. Not too bad, but you know. Ah, shoot. It's selling off hard. I came back on. How much money? What just happened? Wow. This thing is kind of tricky. Should I just be done? I totally just didn't play this right. This got real like volume here for some reason. The rebound trade on that was not great. I kind of don't want to walk away because this kind of action here is noticeable, like is noticeably like kind of a bigger whips. Like, and sad that this is the stock I was swinging. I thought you weren't making breakfast. I thought you weren't making breakfast. I need to do what? Why?